The method Thomas Henley chose to meet his future wife deserves attention primarily from anthropologists, sociologists, and those who study the oddities of human nature. It provides, albeit a modest one, an example of one of the most puzzling marriage customs of the late 20th century. Since this custom had a strong influence on the matrimonial industry of modern America, what happened to Henley is of no small importance. Thomas Henley was a slender young man of tall stature, with old-fashioned vices distinguished by moderation, and a moderation that bordered on vice. In the conversations he held with instructors of both sexes, everything was perfectly in place, including the grammatical errors exactly befitting his age and social standing. He owned several gray flannel suits and many narrow, diagonally striped ties. You might say that he could be picked out from the crowd by his horn-rimmed glasses. Nothing of the sort. You are mistaken. Henley was even less noticeable than that. Who would believe that this meek, faceless, diligently industrious young man, agreeable in everything, was inwardly possessed by a thirst for romance? Sad to say, anyone would believe it, for the deceptive appearance deceived only its owner. Young men like Henley, in armor of gray flannel with a horn-rimmed visor, form the nightly order of our day. Millions and millions of them wander along the roads of our great capitals, firm stride, brisk step, direct gaze, quiet voice, and the standard suit that turns a man into an invisible figure. Like actors, or as if under a spell, they drag out their gloomy lives, yet their hearts are burned by the eternal flame of romance. Quite naturally and incessantly, Henley daydreamed of boarding sabers whistling through the air, of frigates spreading their sails and racing toward the rising sun, of mysterious maidenly eyes gazing at him with boundless sadness from beneath a transparent veil. Quite naturally and incessantly, Henley daydreamed of boarding sabers whistling through the air, of frigates spreading their sails and racing toward the rising sun, of mysterious maidenly eyes gazing at him with boundless sadness from beneath a transparent veil. But in large cities romance is a scarce commodity. Only recently have the most enterprising of our businessmen realized this. And so one evening a visitor of a rather unusual sort came to see Henley. On Friday, after a long day of tedious office routine, Henley returned home to his one-room apartment. He loosened the knot of his tie and, with a certain melancholy, began to reflect on the coming weekend. He had no desire to watch boxing on television, and he had already seen all the films playing in the nearby theaters. Among his female acquaintances there were no interesting girls, and worst of all, the chances of meeting any others were practically zero. He sat in his armchair while thick blue twilight descended upon Manhattan, wondering where he might meet an attractive girl and what he would say to her if he did meet her, and the doorbell rang. Usually the only people who came to see him uninvited were traveling salesmen or agents of the Fire Service Support Society. But that evening he was glad even of such fleeting entertainment, the chance to dismiss a salesman peddling his wares. He opened the door and saw a short, lively, extravagantly dressed little man who greeted him with a radiant smile.
Good evening, Mr. Henley. I'm Joe Morris from the New York Romance Service, with our main office in the Empire State Building and branches in every district of the city, as well as in Westchester and New Jersey. Our mission is to serve the lonely, Mr. Henley, and therefore you as well. Don't deny it. Otherwise, why would you be sitting at home on a Friday evening? You are lonely, and it is our direct business, and also our pleasure, to serve you. A capable, receptive, interesting young man like yourself needs girls, sweet girls, pleasant, beautiful, sensitive girls.
Just a moment. If what you've got there is something like a bureau supplying clients for girls who work on telephone calls... Where are you going? I didn't mean to offend you.
Let me inform you, sir, that I am a family man. I have a wife and 3 children in the Bronx. If you even for a moment suppose that I could associate my name with anything improper.
For heaven's sake, forgive me.
No, Mr. Henley. The young ladies I had in mind are not, professionals. They are beautiful, normal, romantically inclined young girls. But they are lonely. In our city, Mr. Henley. There are many lonely girls.
Really?
Yes, many. The task of the New York Romance Service, Morris continued, is to arrange meetings between young people in a favorable setting.
Then, as I understand it, you have something like, pardon the term, something like a friendship club?
Good heavens! No, nothing of the sort. My dear Mr. Henley, have you ever been to such a club? You should have, sir. Then you would be able to properly appreciate our service. A friendship club. Just imagine a bare hole somewhere on the second floor in a cheap Broadway district. On the stage, 5 musicians in shabby tuxedos drearily scrape out worn-out hits. The pitiful sounds echo off the walls with a desolate reverberation and merge with the screech and grind of street traffic outside the windows. 2 rows of chairs line the walls, men sitting on one side of the hole, women on the other. Neither can understand how they ended up there. Everyone tries to appear carefree. Though they do it badly, they smoke constantly to hide their nervous trembling, tossing cigarette butts on the floor and crushing them underfoot. From time to time, some poor fellow gathers the courage to invite a girl and shuffles stiffly with her, as if he had swallowed a yardstick, under the oily, shameless gazes of all the others. The master of ceremonies, a puffed-up idiot with a fixed, idiotic grin, darts about the hall trying to liven up this funeral gathering. But in vain. That is the anachronism known as a friendship club, a grotesque, nerve-wracking ritual fit perhaps for the age of Queen Victoria, but certainly not for our time. As for the New York Romance Service, it is engaged in what should have been done long ago. With full scientific precision and technical skill, we have thoroughly studied the factors necessary for arranging a successful meeting between members of the opposite sex.
And what are those factors?
The most important. Our spontaneity combined with a sense of fatal inevitability.
But spontaneity and fate, it seems to me, exclude one another.
Of course, romance, by its very nature, must consist of mutually exclusive elements. Our charts confirm this.
So, you sell romance?
Exactly. The product in its pure, original form. Not sex, that is available to everyone. Not love. We cannot guarantee permanence, and therefore it has no commercial value. No, Mr. Henley, we sell romance, the spice of life, humanity's age-old dream, so lacking in modern society.
Very interesting. But what I've heard requires solid proof. This Morris could be a fraud or a dreamer.
Whoever he may be, I doubt he truly deals in romance. Real romance. Those secret, shimmering visions that haunt me day and night.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. I'll think about your proposal. But I'm in a hurry now, so if you don't mind...
My dear sir, surely you won't refuse romance.
I'm sorry, but...
Try our system. We'll provide it to you for several days absolutely free. Hey, put this in your lapel.
What is this?
A micro-transistor with a miniature camera and microphone.
And what for?
You'll see soon enough. Just try it.